Welcome to everyone. Well, Ranch, been a long time since we haven't been live, and it's a big pleasure, very much a big pleasure to have you on the show again. We'll start right off the bat as we're limited to 15 minutes, but thank you so much for accepting the invitation, and let's see
No,
now.
it's my pleasure to be on with you. It's my pleasure, Vlad. It's always my pleasure to come on the show.
Okay, great.
If you want to go over 15 minutes, you can feel free to. Also,
Okay,
I do have to go to work though, so.
I know. Do you have 15?
Yeah, we have more than 15. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's kick off with the main card. What do you think, man? The first fight. I mean, fights were bumped, man. There were so many bumping, and right now, do we even know who is the first fight? That's the problem. Maybe we're gonna see some
But the
additional
main
bumping.
card, isn't it? It's Sean O'Malley and Pedro Munoz, right?
Yeah, that should be the first one, but there was a lot of bumping, man, and there was so many fights were bumped. Miesha Tate was postponed to some other card against Lauren Murphy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that
what
would.
do you
I
think
think that
about
would
the
have been a
first
good
one?
fight too. So, I think realistically that Sugar Sean O'Malley will win, but I'm rooting for Pedro Munoz. I think Sean O'Malley is just so flashy and arrogant. And he should be. He's got like the big height advantage. What is it, 5-inch height advantage? And I think and 7-inch reach advantage. That's ridiculous. 7-inch. If he can keep Pedro Munoz in range, there's no way that Pedro Munoz can, unless he can somehow get inside and go for a takedown. But Sean O'Malley knows that's the trick, is either attack Sean O'Malley's chicken legs or go for a takedown, get him on the ground. That's the only path to victory that Pedro Munoz has. But Munoz is a good leg kicker. I will give him that. He can kick the legs. So, I mean, fingers crossed, but I'm going to put Sean O'Malley probably in a parlay because I'm confident he should win this fight. Until I'm going to make a parlay with all, like, there's 3 guys on the card that have 5 or better height and reach advantage, like Jalen Turner, who's the Ian Gary, and Sean O'Malley. That's a 3-fight parlay with all guys with massive height and reach advantage. And so I am gonna do a parlay with that, but for this fight, I'm gonna root for Pedro Munoz, but I think my head is telling me Sean O'Malley is probably gonna win. What do you have to think? What do you think about this?
Well, about this fight, I would say the same. Like you said what I wanted to say, and I think if gonna safer pick, then no distance. So I didn't bet on this fight though because I'm scared, man. I'm scared of Munhoz calf kicks, and that Sean O'Malley has a chicken leg. So if I must pick something, I would probably say not going the distance. Like if I must pick a side, I'm probably going with Sean O'Malley. I think I would go with Sean O'Malley if I have to go. But man, those calf kicks. O'Malley is not defending those calf kicks well. Instead of raising the leg in the air, O'Malley is constantly sticking to his sideways stance, and I think his peroneal might suffer a lot of beating and a lot of damage in that fight. So risky one for betting according to the technical aspect of the game.
Yeah, I might. I know Pedro Munoz. I think the last time I checked, he was close to plus 300. So that might be worth just a little hedge bet, little sprinkle, just so I can root for him, because I don't want to root against my money. And Sean O'Malley's going to be in a parlay, as I already mentioned. But I want Pedro Munoz to win. I just want to see. I want to see the flashy hype train gets. I kind of want to root against O'Malley, but he will. He should win. He should win easily. I think inside the distance, unfortunately. Just tell it how it is, right?
What do you think about the next one? Robbie Lawler, Brian Barberena. Robbie Lawler now, it seems at 38 years of age, the guy is getting back into the shape. And Barberena is tough, but it seems his chin is starting to slow down in the later stages of his career. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I agree. But Barberena, he's coming off that. He surprised me with that fight against Matt Brown, who's a little bit younger than Robbie Lawler. And Matt Brown, he's a veteran as well. And that was in Columbus, Matt Brown's home, Matt Brown's backyard. So I had picked Matt Brown to win. And Brian Barberena, he impressed me. He came out and beat Matt Brown. It was a split decision, but I think realistically on my scorecards, Brian Barberena beat him. And Barberena's found this new surge of energy. He's found a new, because, you know, he had a little bump in his career, if I remember correctly. He never became like the star. Robbie Lawler was a star. Robbie Lawler was a champ at one time. You know, you can't ever forget that. That's you can't take that away from him. He was a champion. But now at 40 years old, I think his best years are behind him. Does he have enough left in him to re-get those championship skills to be a very live prime Bryan Barberena, who is coming off a nice win, who is very, like, I saw his Instagram and he's ready. He wants to slug it out. He's selling merch, calling this the Summer Slugfest 2022. Barberena versus Lawler. Yeah, so he's excited about this. He's been training, I think, with Joe Selecki over at Gym O. So I think Barberena, I'm going to give him the edge. I think his cardio is going to be better. I think he's going to be faster because of his age. He's 33. I mean, Lawler does have the skill set, but Barberena is going to be hitting harder. I think he's going to be faster, more physically fit. It's going to be a close fight, but I'm going to have to give the edge to Barberena, unfortunately, because Lawler, if he wasn't 40, if this fight took place 10 years ago, I would take Robbie Lawler. But now at 40 years old, going against, you know, a still prime, Bryan Barberena is 33, and so he's still considered in his prime age for that weight class. Was it welterweight? That's prime. You can still compete well at 33. So that I'm going to go with that, with Barberena. What about you? You're going to take the Hall of Famer?
I think so. My initial pick was over 2.5, and you just explained why my pick was 2.5. You literally said everything I wanted to say. Toughness, years, etc. But if I kind of have some bad feeling this might go to split decision, you know. You've seen what happened to Bryan Barberena in his last fight. When he battered somebody out, it seems judges don't like him for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think they like that he wears overalls with no shirt underneath. He dresses like a farmer. He is a farmer. Yes. You know, in his back, yeah, he's definitely a farmer. He likes to farm. He likes riding his tractor, planting plants, and herding sheep or whatever he does. I don't know, but he's definitely a farmer, and Robbie Lawler is a former champion. So I think, what's the Tapology? I wonder what the popular pick is. I bet you more people are siding, but I don't know. The casuals they're ageist too. The casuals look at the age. The casuals that don't know the fighters, they'll look at the stats. They'll look at age, and they'll put a big thing on that. And Lawler, 40 years old, that's a big red flag. Bing, red flags up. So that's why I'm going to go with the casuals. I got to take Barberena, you know, but inside of me, I would like to see Lawler win, but I'm not going to put money on him. I think my money is going to go on Bam Bam, if anything. And I do agree with you. I think they're both very durable. I think it probably will go over 2.5. I see it going distance. I'm gonna give Barberena a decision victory. Just more volume. He'll have more significant strikes. The judges will, you know, they'll see that and they'll like that. But who knows? The judging nowadays, you never know. You never know with that.
How much is the odd the fight ends in split decision? Can you bet on something like that in USA?
I can't do split decision. I can pick fighters by points. That's it. I can't do like a split decision odds. Not on BetOnline. You probably can in one of these books. You can find out on split decision. But right now, Robbie Lawler by points plus 135, and Bryan Barberena by points is plus 245. So the judges or the bookies actually have Lawler. If it goes to decision, they have Lawler winning, which is interesting. But inside the distance, if it goes inside the distance, they're giving the edge to Barberena. So this is a very interesting. It's a close on the money line. Robbie Lawler, slight favorite, minus 120, where Barberena is a plus 100. So, you know, it's very, very close fight. It's coin flip. So, and now that I'm thinking about it, if it does go to decision, Lawler is a fan favorite. He's been a champ. The people like him. He's handsome. He's still out there at 40 years old. And I watched Media Day last night. He looked good. He looked impressive. where Barberena came in his overalls, didn't look that great. He got the crazy spiked mohawk. That's not a good look for him. I mean, I don't know. I'm just playing, but for real, I think if it does go to his decision with the judging nowadays, it might just go for whoever the crowd likes, and the crowd looking like they like Robbie Lawler. I don't know. It's going to be a close fight. I'm still going to stick with my initial pick of Bam Bam, though, to get the win here. Just
what
younger,
about the
faster.
next one? I believe it or not, I placed a bet on Strickland.
Did you? Me too. Strickland only because if it stays standing up, then Pereira is going to destroy him. He's, a kickboxer extraordinaire. But this is mixed martial arts, MMA, and Strickland is not stupid. He's got 28 belts in his, in his experience, 28 fights in his experience. Whereas how many does Strickland have? 6 fights as MMA. Kickboxing, if it was a kickboxing fight, Alex Pereira, without a doubt. But because it's MMA, Strickland's not stupid. He might be pride and like brash, but he's not dumb. He's going to go in. He's going to get a takedown. If Andreas Michailidis can get takedowns on this guy, I think Sean Strickland can get takedowns on this guy. You might not know this, but Sean Strickland, people like Hamzat went from Sweden to come to Extreme Couture just to train wrestling with Strickland. That blew my mind when I heard that, but that's legit. That happened. Why would, so why would somebody travel from All Stars, whatever in Sweden, that the Hamzat camp there? Why would he come just to Vegas to train with Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland on his wrestling? Which that stuck in my head. Sean Strickland knows how to wrestle, and he knows how to get a takedown against guys where Alex Pereira is the bigger, imposing guy. If I was like a casual, if you put Sean Strickland and Alex Pereira side by side and said, hey, you got to fight one of these guys, I would rather fight Sean Strickland than Alex Pereira just by appearance without knowing anything. But in this mixed martial arts fight, I have to give it to Sean Strickland because of his ability on the ground. He knows what he's doing on the ground. I understand Pereira is at Glover Teixeira's gym in Connecticut, and he's working on his takedown defense, but you wouldn't know it by Instagram because the only training videos on Instagram is him hitting pads, just striking. So it doesn't show him defending takedowns. It doesn't show him working on wrestling or get up game or anything like that. And that's what leads me to believe that Pereira's game plan is to go in there and try to get a fast, quick knockout. Where Strickland, he's able to get knocked out, but I think he's smart enough he'll absorb a couple punches, but he's going to attack those legs. I think he's going to get like a single or double leg takedown and then go from there and just work top pressure, do blanket coverage. So that's why I'm going with that side. What do you got to say about this?
I've got to say that I like to call Sean Strickland Mr. Underhook, if you know what that means.
I do know what that means.
Because
I don't think he's going to...
Cage defense, underhook. Cage offense, underhook. Dragging the fighter to the ground, underhook. Wizard to underhook. Chain wrestling. I mean, underhook is everything in his life, but I don't think Pereira can defend that underhook. And you've seen Sean Strickland, what was he doing with that underhook? I think he stuffed all McGee's takedowns, and McGee is one of the best wrestlers in the division, so if he pushes it on with that kind of a pressure against Alex Pereira, I'm a kickboxer, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. I am very much irritant when somebody does this like Strickland. He is never on the central line. He is constantly doing this, and that's very, very irritant.
Yes.
For a kickboxer, it's super irritant. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I'm picking a side with you, Strickland. And I put my money on Strickland. This is the first card where I bet on 2 underdogs, just to know.
I'm with you there. I think Strickland should. I'm going to pick him to get the decision victory because that Alex Pereira, he is a very durable guy. He's obviously he's incredible physique, physical shape. I mean, he's the only person that's ever knocked out. Did you watch Media Day? Did you watch any of the Media Day yesterday? Did you see the Sean Strickland? Somebody asked him who's the best striker up there, and he said Alex Pereira already slept this guy talking about Izzy that was sitting in front of him. Then there's a little bit of banter back and forth about between Izzy and Strickland. It was great. I loved it. It was fun.
Yeah,
Fun
let's
stuff
go,
there.
hentai.
Yeah, hentai. He's like, I don't know, you're a little too old to watch cartoon porn. That's what Strickland was saying. He's like a grown man doing TikToks. That's real good. Nobody wants this guy as a champ. Oh, it was awesome. It was fun.
Listen,
But yeah, I think as long as some cappers I've heard are saying, well, Sean Strickland, if he gets his ego in the way and let's do the man dance, and he wants to show everybody that he can strike, then that's when, if he does that, he'll lose the striking battle. But I think he's smart enough, and he does want to progress his career. I think he's smart enough to use his wrestling, take this fight to the ground, and get a pretty easy victory there.
well, Range, I just think Strickland is too, how do you say? I like the guy. I really love the guy as a fighter, but outside of the ring, he is just too narrow-minded. So I don't want him
I
to
know.
win,
He's
but
very
he's going to win.
opinionated. He's a loudmouth, opinionated loudmouth. He doesn't care what people think. I like that style about it. It's different though than like Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's also arrogant and everything, but Strickland's different because he's more like, he's not flashy. He doesn't care. He's more of like a regular guy compared to Mr. Pink Hair driving Lamborghinis and having flashing his money and all that stuff and wearing a suit. Strickland went with a white T-shirt to media day. White T-shirt, blue jeans. He does, you know what I'm saying? That's why I kind of like that style.
Strickland.
I'm not a fan of him out. I'm not saying I'm a big Strickland supporter or anything, but I enjoy his antics out of the cage just as well. It's entertaining, It brings that little entertainment aspect to the whole MMA scene, to the UFC fight scene. I love it.
Me too, Definitely. So about Volk versus Holloway, man, this is one of the trickiest fights on the whole card. Actually, I have a bet, but it's a bit funny bet. For the first time in my whole life, I placed fight starts round 5.
I think that's a good bet. I think it is. I don't know, what is that? What are the odds for that? Where did you get that at? Because I think...
Hold on, I need to check. I can only tell you in decimals. It's 1.50. That's maybe minus 180, something like that. Minus 180, minus 185.
Yeah, the fight to go to over 4.5 rounds is minus 260.
No, fight starts round 5 is my bet.
Oh, fight starts round 5. Yeah, yep. That's a safe bet. I think it's going to go to decision. The question now, though, is Max Holloway have a new plan? Because Alexander Volkanovski is defending champ, and it's harder. The judges always sway toward the guy that already has the belt. You have to do something a little bit better to take that, to get that belt. However, on a side note, maybe they want to see a 4th fight, and if Holloway wins, there will be a 4th fight, obviously, because Volkanovski is going to want. You know what I'm saying? So I'm torn here. I don't know. I think Holloway does have that height advantage, but his reach is weird. He's taller, but his reach is shorter. I don't know how that works. Yeah, you notice that? It's like he's got I wrote it down. He's got 5-inch height advantage, but he's got a 2-inch reach deficit. What? In Australia, do they stretch their arms in Australia with a machine or something? How does Volkanovski have a 2-inch advantage in reach, but yet he's 5 inches shorter? I don't know, but that being said, Volkanovski's got better. I think he's going to incorporate something that he really didn't use his first couple fights. I think he's going to use a little bit of wrestling, whereas in Holloway is dependent on his targeted striking. Look at against Calvin Kattar, what he had, broke the record of how many strikes landed, right? Like, I forgot how many words, but it was an insane amount of strikes landed. And Volkanovski realizes that he doesn't want to take all that. So I think Volkanovski might go and try to get this fight to the ground just so he doesn't have to absorb hundreds of punches, even though they're not really that strong punches. It's kind of, I'm not going to say he's pillow fisted, but if Calvin Kattar can take 5 rounds of hundreds and hundreds of punches without getting destroyed. You know, I don't know. I think I don't know which way to go here. I'm still on the fence. I want to see how they look today at 4 o'clock when they, you know, the weigh-ins and face-offs. I want to see what that looks like. I might not even make a pick for this fight. I don't know. This is one of the toughest fights to pick on this entire card. I guess my heart is going to go toward I want Holloway to win, because if he doesn't, losing 3 times in a row is just, you can't lose 3 times in a row and expect another fight. You can't. Even if you beat the rest of the competition, it's just going to be difficult. Nobody wants to see that. It's a replay, you know. That's why I want Max Holloway to win, but my brain is telling me Alexander Volkanovski is probably the better, well-rounded fighter, and he'll probably win. I don't know. What do you have to add to this, Vlad? I need your knowledge on this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Holloway has better distance boxing, but Holloway doesn't have powerful fists. On the other side, Volkanovski is a trader, bomber, a weight bully who constantly marches forward, cuts angles, opens them. To be honest, with this technical aspect of the game, I think Holloway is better, but the problem with scoring is the fact that they score damage. I want Holloway to win so badly, but according to these judges who score damage in the first place, they probably think that Holloway has pillow fists, you know, compared to Alexander Volkanovski, and that's something I honestly hate. For example, I can give you one suggestion. You've seen like Gamrot Sarukian. Gamrot clearly won, but those judges were scoring by rules, because Gamrot landed more clean strikes. Arman was hitting harder, but Gamrot landed more clean strikes. I mean, damage matters. So it depends on if there are the same judges on this card, then Holloway stands the chance. But if there are some different judges who score the power of the shot, that's going to be a problem.
Let me add, Gamrot also was winning the wrestling exchanges. He was the better wrestler too. I will add that.
Yeah.
I picked Gamrot. Gamrot in that fight.
Hey, me
and
too.
People are saying it was a robbery, but
me too. But guess what kind of an idiot I was?
Killer body kicks though. The body kicks were destroying Gamrot. That was the thing. I'm like, oh, if the judges see those body kicks and you can hear them, that's how it sounded every time you got kicked with a body kick. But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's in the past. This fight, though, I'm with you. I'm in the same boat as you. I think I want Max Holloway to win, but I think Volkanovski is just gonna do something different and not keep it standing. I think he's gonna have to go to the ground, and I don't know who's better. If it does go to the ground, because Max Holloway he's got some. I do believe he's got some BJJ in his back pocket, right?
Yes.
He's coming out of a BJJ, a Gracie school. He trains at a Gracie gym in Hawaii. So you got to imagine he's got some BJJ skills. Where Alexander Volkanovski is coming out of a kickboxing school. But I heard his wrestling is top notch in Australia. Like his wrestling, and plus I watched some videos of City Kickboxing training, and they go deep on takedowns. Like I watched Dan the Hangman Hooker training with Izzy at City Kickboxing, and those guys were just back and forth. Izzy was getting it's called shark bait. He was in the middle, and he was having 4 different guys take turns taking him down, and he was stuffing them, like sprawling. So it's not like City Kickboxing just works kickboxing. They also do wrestling. They do, despite the name. So I don't know. I'm at a loss here. I'm rooting for Holloway, but I'm not betting this at all. I'm going to stay right away. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it, have a beer, enjoy it. Yep.
Me too, man. Me too. I'm not betting on this one. When it comes to Adesanya Cannonier, I'm also not betting on that one. No way. I would only
on
say
Tapology, though, with no money on the line, if I have to take a side, I'm going to have I might take Holloway. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm on the fence. I'm torn with this. I don't know who to take.
Me too. No,
I'm going to go with Holloway just so there's a fight for it, just because nobody wants to see Holloway get beat 3 times in a row. It will go to decision, and the judges will probably give it. Holloway will have more pitter patter. He'll have more strikes landed, I imagine. If it goes to the ground, hopefully Holloway can stuff everything and maybe it's. Brian Ortega almost tapped out. Remember that fight, Brian Ortega?
Yes,
He
but
almost tapped him out.
Volkanovski didn't even defend that. Volkanovski later said, and my coach was explaining to me that when you put on a mounted guillotine, you have a limited amount of time to finish, or you're gonna suffocate yourself. You're gonna suffocate your muscles. You will tire. You will be fatigued, if you know what I mean. And Volkanovski didn't even defend. My coach was breaking that down in the training session, and Ortega, out of the blue, let him go because he had no gas tank to finish. So technically, Volkanovski said, like, okay, if he sleeps me, he's gonna sleep me. I don't care. It's not gonna hurt. Judge is gonna stop. And that's okay. I mean, my coach was explaining that move. He was literally showing that move 10 times in the gym. Like, the problem with that mounted guillotine is the fact you are a BJJ fighter. You know that very well. The problem is the fact if you're gassed, then you can't finish.
And look what happened. He survived it. He survived it and ended up coming out the winner. So that it might hold true again. That's why I said, I don't know. We're going to have to, I'm picking Holloway because he's the plus money. I'm a plus money junkie. I'm an underdog guy. I root for the underdog. You know that. So I'm going to that's the only reason I'm picking Holloway is because he's plus money. Otherwise, if it was, I don't know, it's going to be a close one. I don't know.
About the Sanya Cannonier, I'll be honest with you, I didn't bet on that one. I'm kind of too scared, man. Cannonier hits like a Mack truck. Adesanya is faster, quicker, swifter, but do you see a value in minus 380 where Cannonier could knock him down with a leg kick? I don't.
I absolutely think I think Cannonier is live to pull a upset. I mean, he hits hard. He's knocked out people in 3 weight classes, right?
Yep.
I heard that stat the other day. He's knocked out people up heavyweight, light heavyweight, and middleweight. Yeah, every all 3 top weight classes. Kill a Gorilla has knocked people out. So if the thing is, he's just so much slower. Izzy's so fast compared to him, and he's very elusive. Like he can dodge strikes, but the thing is, Cannonier can also check kicks, and he can deliver his own thunderous kicks. He can kick very well. Cannonier's people are like, oh, there's no way, but I think there is a way. That Cannonier can shock a lot of people. I mean, this is going to be a good fight because a lot of people are saying it's going to happen real similar to what happened against Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker beat him by unanimous decision, Cannonier, that is. And they assume that it's going to be a very similar style. It's going to Izzy's going to make it a boring fight. He's going to just dodge all the strikes and just, outpoint strike them throughout the 5 rounds, go to a decision and get his arm raised and still, that's the consensus, like the feeling I get from, I didn't do a breakdown. I didn't do like a capper comparison picks, but the cappers that I did watch, they're pretty much saying, the majority are saying the same exact thing. Izzy should win by outstriking, point fighting, just earning the judge's favor every round and get a unanimous decision. That's what and it makes sense. But a little part of me does want Cannonier underdog plus money. I might even throw a little hedge bet on him, but a little part of me wants. Yeah, why not? I'll put $10. Scratch off ticket.
10.
You guys got scratch offs over there?
Yes.
Do you have scratch offs? Yeah. See, it's the same thing. I buy $10 scratch off. Chances are I'm not going to win. Just like this, chances are Cannonier is not going to win, but it's worth a scratch off because if he does, you win what? I don't know, $35 on a $10 bet. I think he's $350 plus $350. I think. Let me see real quick. I have Bet Online open.
At my bookie,
he's plus 370, plus 375.
4.75 in decimals in my bookie. That's, I assume, plus 375. So how much is that in the USA? That's plus 375. 4.75.
Yeah. So if you put a $10 bet, you'll win $37.50.
Yes.
You know,
total is 47.50. Yes.
Yeah. So that, I mean, but realistically on my Tapology contest pick for no money, Izzy's my pick by decision. That's who I think's going to win. But just very similar to like Pedro Munhoz fight with Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley should clearly win, but I'm going to put a little bit of side bet just in case, and so I can root for him. And I love Israel Adesanya too. I like him in and out. He's very entertaining. In and out of the cage, he's fun. He's he's an energetic guy. I like his but that Jerry Cannonier though. I just like to see the underdogs that everybody thinks they have no shot. I like to see them crash people's parties. I like to see them spoil everybody's, oh, I just like to see that. I enjoy that stuff. So yeah, there you go. That's my story. Are you in the same, you're in the same boat, right?
Absolutely, yes. But I'm not betting on this one.
Yeah, me neither. Like I said, I might throw a $10 hedge bet on a Cannonier, but in Bet Online, Izzy's minus 500. That means you'd have to put $500 down to win 100.
No way.
It doesn't.
No way.
No way. No way. No way is right. That's right. So yeah, that's it. There you have it. Well, I know it's past your bedtime when I go on, but I will be on live stream after I watch the weigh-ins and stuff. I'll be on tonight. You tune in every once in a while, but I know it's super late over there by the time I go on.
It is. I usually go earlier.
There's events. Isn't there events tonight? There's a PFL or something? Yeah, PFL's tonight. It's tonight too, yeah.
Yes, it is, but I have to sleep due to my therapy. Doctor allows me only one night per week.
Okay, very good. That's good. I'm looking at the lineup right now, and there's not really... Oh, Ray Cooper III.
So.
But he's a huge favorite. Rory McDonald. Rory McDonald's a good play. But aside from that, I don't follow PFL close enough to make any bets. So, all right. Ooh, KB Boulars and UAE Warriors.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
You know who KB Boular is? The only Indian mixed martial arts fighter that I know of.
Pooja Tomar is the second in ONE FC.
Oh, okay. I never really watched ONE FC, but that's interesting to know.
Yeah, there are a few of them.
Favorite too. Slight.
First of all, Ranj,
Vlad,
I want to thank you for this show, and also congrats, man. Your channel is skyrocketing. You earned a lot of subs, and of course, you need to greet Nora and Nippet. Don't forget to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're both still sleeping. Nippet's sleeping in the living room, and Nora's upstairs in her bedroom sleeping. It's only 6 o'clock here, so. But I do have to go to work. But thank you for having this with me. I thoroughly enjoy every time I do a sit down with you, Vlad. You know that. You're Nora's favorite. You're amongst my favorites.
Yeah, thank you.
Nora, hands down. She wanted me to wake her up for this. She's like, "Can you wake me up when you do the thing for Vlad?" I was like, "No, baby, it's too early. It's too early in the morning." But that's what she asked me last night. So she definitely is a big fan of yours.
You have a great kid.
All right, Vlad.
All right.
Yeah. You have a fantastic day. And good luck this weekend too. I'll stop in on when you're covering the UFC card. I'll definitely stop in the chat.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Take care, buddy. Bye.